damp issues at the base of the wall. So, it is well documented the damp industry is absolutely horrendous. To be fair, there's some brilliant ones out there, but I would say the majority of the advice is really, really poor. I only get involved in the really bad jobs where people have spent thousands of pounds or are about to spend thousands of pounds and they've had really bad advice. So this one is just a basic survey I'm doing here, but you can see how costs can escalate. So what we're just showing is here, people slag off damp meters. They really give them a kick in. These are fantastic as a tool, as part of your investigation. Just mapping out moisture, trying to understand what's going on. And this mapping of the moisture might point you to an area of most concern and help you identify the root cause. Unfortunately, with a lot of surveyors, this is where it ends. A few damp meters, stab the wall with a damp meter, get a few high readings, like this. Yeah, high readings, new DPC, replastering, bye, wham, off down the road. That is really, really bad advice. What you need to do is find out what's going on. So, what can we see here? So just by cutting back a bit of the skirting board, banging a bit of plaster off, we're looking for the damp-proof course. This has got a slate damp-proof course externally. It's likely it's going to have one on the internal dividing wall. Unfortunately, it wasn't visible on plaster removal, so I had to put a camera into the floor, so boroscope, and boom, off we found. There's the slate DPC, that grey horizontal line. So we now know the solid floor behind is bridging the damp-proof course. This is one of the reasons why we're getting damp issues. So by putting the camera on the floor, you can see the floor's in really good condition. There's a subfloor vent, so you've got floorboards, floor joist there, you can see. Really, really good condition. And there's the water main there. So happy days, slate DPC is present. And this is where the majority of damp surveys end. This is where we just get going. So I like to use the words damp investigation because it should be an investigation. Now, what can we see? What do you reckon's going to be happening here? So again, it is eliminating everything until you find the root cause. Remember, this building's 80 years old. Why all of a sudden has this bridging damp-proof course caused a problem? Oh, look what we found here. A downpipe. So it's cavity wall, downpipe. Remember, this is an internal dividing walls problem. Yeah, cavity wall insulation, slate DPC been pointed over. Now look, well, you've got to make the effort. You've got to get into the drain. Have a look. What can we see? Yeah, the gully's been smashed up. Somebody's put a bit of lead over it. So all that water off three sides of the roof is coming down to this single downpipe. And you can imagine a lot of it is escaping down there because it's at the back. That's going to be one of the reasons. Now what's in the drain? What's going to be in the drain, do you reckon? And guess what? It goes to a soakaway. And as you can see through here, yeah, it's Ramo at the end. So just looking in here, you can see filled it with water. And bearing in mind, this is a snapshot because it's very, very dry ground in the summer. And here we have the other drain. Look at the gully. You've got 3 waste pipes going to it. Look how they've been configured. Look at that hole around the side. You can imagine all that water splashing down the side. Yeah, that's going to cause damp issues. Put the camera down the drain, and this is going up to the WC. Guess what? There's no problem. Brilliant. So you put the camera down, near the drain, going back to the other manhole. Straight away, ponding water, loss of vision. The drain's blocked. You can see I'm just ramming the camera through here now, and to be fair, we got it flowing. It was actually flowing again, which is great. So you've got to think, why is all that tissue blocking the drain? You can see a little bit floating on back down there. So I'm pulling the camera back. What can we see? A load of scale. Now this is free to fix because the waterboard, they will come and jet all this out. But as you can imagine, every time you flush a toilet, it's going to catch on there. And these problems can manifest into more of a problem. This is why it's essential to get the drains checked as part of the damp investigation. Look at that scale build up. It's no doubt it's going to get caught on there. But realistically, that's part of it. The gravimetrics there, taking the samples and the offsite analysis revealed, you've got the blue line there. You can see it drops off, so it's basically dry from 500ml up. 9% at the base of the wall, so that's like water. 9% is a capillary, free moisture. That is a bit too much for a bit of a bridging issue, in my opinion. So that is indicative, really, of a drainage issue or some form of excess moisture. Now, you look at the red line, so it's just over 2% hygroscopic, and it drops off to about 1 as it gets further up the wall. This is a typical rising damp profile. and off-site analysis revealed also high levels of chloride and nitrate. Again, what you typically expect from long-term damp issues. Now, really important to do some of this stuff, because if the excess moisture is because of a drainage issue, especially clean water from a roof, it is highly likely that plaster can stay on. So you're getting damp meter readings that indicate damp rising up the wall, but there's no salts there. So potentially you could save the customer a lot of money. And the most important piece that is free, the most important piece of the jigsaw, is the reported history. You need to question your client to find out what has changed within that building. This is the big gold nugget of information I got. They changed the fascias and gutters 2 years ago. So when I measured that downpipe, I actually worked out all that water could have been going down that crack because it was short, shall we say. It's likely the other one was just a little bit longer, and that would have then bypassed that crack. With that and soakaway issues and stuff where water can back up and get back down that crack, and other issues around the property, they all paint the picture of what's been going on. Now we know how to fix it. And thanks for watching, and we will see you soon in the next one.